Hatsune Miku herself is just completely unpredictable. My friends and I were joking about Hatsune Miku taking over the world. We had absolutely no idea she'd be as big as she is right now.
I'm Lawrence Elsa, co-writer for MikuFan.com, and this
is jrharbort, or Johnny Harbort, and I'm the head writer of MikuFan.com. It's a communist conception that I'm the owner. The owner is actually lives in Germany. Miku Fan is an international Miku Fan website. It's actually one of the very first. It launched on March, I believe it's March 4th, 2008. And it's currently still the top-ranked Miku Fan website in the West. Like, go Google, you type in Hatsune Miku, Miku Fan is ranked above any other fan site and ranked only below official sites. Like, the website's been around for years, but I only launched the Facebook page with the owner's permission like almost exactly a year ago, and the Facebook page has been growing pretty quickly. Like, I haven't done even really any advertising of the Facebook page at all. It's just people come to us. That one article has already, like, I think, surpassed well over 1,000 shares. It's one thing to watch it, yourself on the live stream in front of a computer, but it's a whole different thing to watch it, on a big screen in a crowd with a whole bunch of other fans. So obviously, here's the exciting factor.
Like I've said before, it's always good to be with people you care about.
Yes, very much so.
It was actually just the fans themselves who gave the image to Miku being a virtual diva rather than just a software package cover.
Just another Vocaloid.
That just made it what it is today. And that's actually really the nature of the entire thing. It's the fans themselves pushing the entire movement. I'm a bit concerned with the direction they went with the vocal style. Krypton at Anime Expo 2011 told us, they were going for a specific vocal style, and then later on the same year at New York Comic Con 2010, they played the first public demo, and that demo at the time had Miku still sounding tone-wise and vocal style-wise very similar to how her Japanese vocal spank sounded. But now, after that, and that was back when it was still on the Vocaloid 2 engine, then they dropped that and started again from Vocaloid 3. And now, what we're hearing now, I don't know if it's because of the producers adjusting it in the editor, or if it's really how she sounds. Now, to me, in my opinion, it sounds more nasal, as if Miku has her nose plugged, and it's unusual to me. So I don't know if that was something they did or if something the producers did. And I even wrote an article on that, hey, what are these producers doing? And I just basically ranted on about why all these English demo songs coming out, and this was before the latest demos. Just like I'm sure you saw live tunes remixes that use English Miku. It's like it just sounded wrong. It sounded alien.
Yes, it didn't even remotely represent Miku, and that was another thing. The producers did not have direct access to the English Miku software. From my understanding, they hired Circus P to do the vocal tuning. Basically, what he had to do is he had to curate the VSQ data using Luca's software, which is a completely different vocal style. He sent the VSQ data to Krypton. Krypton plugged that into the Vocaloid 3 editor of English Miku, exported the WAV file, sent that back to Circus P. Circus P did his best to try and tweak the tuning to make it sound good, but you're working with data. And then the end result of that was sent to LiveTune, and yeah, you ended up with something that's just not going to work out well, no matter how much you look at it.
Mostly, I guess what it really just depends on is faith in the fans, producers, and most of all, just knowing that if something is working just the way it is, it doesn't need to be fixed.
There's no doubt that there's producers who will find ways to work with it. It's just a matter of who, when, and Hatsune Miku herself is just completely unpredictable. It's the same voice actor, Saki Fujita, but of course, naturally she didn't know how to speak English at first, so a majority of it probably either had to be reworked or resampled to work with the English language, and she also probably had to do some learning for them to be able to record the proper phonemes. And so yeah, that process, I think from when they first announced it, it's been nearly 3 years now since when they first announced the campaign and it's been completed. It's because
At first, they were developing on Vocaloid 2, and then we heard the first demo in late 2011. And after that, Vocaloid Yamaha made the Vocaloid 3 engine available to their company partners, including Krypton. So Krypton dropped that and started again from V3, and then they suddenly announced that they're going to be updating all their other Vocaloids too, and then they started working on all of them at once. Krypton's not a very big company staff-wise, so they kind of had their hands full, and that slowed down the process, I think. So what originally planned to be maybe a 1.5 year project became a 3-year project.
Well, I actually thought to myself, you know what, I really like this shirt, and I found this tie, and I thought that is a great Miku color tie, so I'm dressing business, very formal, very hoping to represent MikuFan.com, but I want to wear the colors proudly. And of course, I have my little Miku plushie. Mostly, Vocaloid has a lot of potential and it is growing rapidly. This is now sink or swim in a lot of people's mind for English Miku, but it really isn't, because English Miku has always really been not so much of the concern as much as just Miku already. There are tons of Miku fans already that can support the entire Vocaloid movement here in the West as it is. So even if English Miku in itself doesn't work out, Vocaloid is by no means going to die out, and it is only going to get bigger.
I did both, and really honestly, you just do this for the experience. It's one thing to watch it. I apologize. Now's not a good time.